Hello everyone, and today we are going to talk a little bit more about shapes. We have learned about flat shapes like circles, squares, rectangles, triangles, ovals, hearts, stars. We've learned all about those. Those are also called 2D or two-dimensional shapes. But not everything in our world is flat, like a circle or a triangle. Some things, many items, are actually three-dimensional or 3D, like this Kleenex box or this bottle of paint. They're not flat, they have dimension. And so we are going to learn about what are called 3D shapes. Some of those are right up here. We're just going to learn about a couple of them. So the first one is a cube. Can you say that with me? Cube. A cube looks like this. It is actually made up of squares. Each flat side of a 3D shape is called a face. Can you say that with me? Face. So a cube is made up of square faces. Let's count and see how many we've got. We'll start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A cube has 8 faces, and all of those faces are squares. It also has vertexes. Now, we talked a little bit about vertexes when we were learning about 2D shapes. Vertexes are where those angles, so if we think about a square, remember when those two sides come together, that makes an angle or a vertex. The same thing here. When we talk about a vertex, we're talking about the corners of our 3D shape. So let's count how many vertices there are on a cube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a cube has 6 faces and 8 vertices. If I think about things in real life that are cubes, I think of blocks. Sometimes can be cubes. There can be, we've played with dice in the classroom. Those are cubes. Some people like to play with a Rubik's Cube. Ice cubes are often shaped like this, right? Blocks, boxes, there are all sorts of cubes in the world around us. The next one I want to talk about is a cylinder. A cylinder only has 2 flat faces, here and here, so the top and the bottom. What shape would you say the face of a cylinder is? I'd say that looks a lot like a circle, wouldn't you? So a cylinder has 2 circular faces, and let's look at our cube. Do you see how the vertex is a corner? Do you see any corners on our cylinder? I don't either. So it has 2 flat faces that are circles and 0 vertices. Let's see. A birthday cake could be a cylinder. What else can be a cylinder? Maybe a candle, a can of soda, a recycling bin or a garbage bin can be a cylinder. A can of food can be a cylinder. This jar of paint can be a cylinder. The cap is a cylinder, and the bottle is a cylinder. The next shape we're going to talk about is a cone. Can you say cone with me? Cone. So here is a cone. A cone has 1 flat face here. 1 flat face. What shape would you say the flat face of a cone is? It's a circle, isn't it? Just like the cylinder. And then, does this one have a vertex? No, not really. It has a pointy top, but it doesn't have a vertex where 2 flat sides come together. So this is a cone. It's got a circular face, no vertices. Some people see safety cones. Sometimes we have these out at recess or in parking lots, or construction workers use what are called safety cones. Other things that can be cones are birthday hats, ice cream cones, megaphones can also be cones. The next shape we're going to talk about is a rectangular prism. Can you say that with me? rectangular prism. You know, I heard a clue about the faces of a rectangular prism in the name. Let me say that one more time. Rectangular prism. Did you hear it? Some of the faces of a rectangular prism are rectangles, and other faces are squares. So let's count the faces. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces. And now let's count the vertices, those corners. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a rectangular prism has 6 faces and 8 vertices. What around us can be a rectangular prism? Hey, my tissue box can be a rectangular prism. Books can be rectangular prisms. Crayon boxes, lots of boxes. I've got a box right here. This box could be a rectangular prism. The next shape is a sphere. Can you say that with me, everybody? Sphere. A sphere, what does this look a lot like? Looks like a ball, doesn't it? Does this have any flat faces, like a cube or a rectangular prism? No, it doesn't. It doesn't have any faces, and it doesn't have any vertices either. So 0 faces, 0 vertices. What are some things that can be a cube? Maybe a basketball, maybe a soccer ball, a balloon, a bowling ball. Those all can be spheres. Our next shape is a triangular prism. Triangular prism. Can you say that with me? Triangular prism. Just like the rectangular prism, I heard a clue about the faces of a triangular prism. Did you hear it too? Some of the faces of a triangular prism are triangles. So there are 2 triangle faces on each end, and then 1, 2, 3 rectangular faces as well. Let's count how many faces all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faces. And now let's count the vertices, those corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vertices. So I don't have any good examples of a triangular prism to show you, but if you think, have you ever seen a triangular prism shaped piece of cheese or maybe a tent? Those can be triangular prisms. The last shape we're going to talk about is a pyramid. Say that with me. Pyramid. Here is my pyramid today. Let's see. Do you see some flat faces? I sure do. Some of the flat faces are, one flat face is a square. The other flat faces are triangles. Let's count how many flat faces. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 faces, and now let's count the corners. 1 top vertex up here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the 1 is 5. So it has 5 faces and 5 vertices. Now, certain tents can be triangular prisms, the ones that kind of look like this, but then some tents can also be formed into a pyramid if there's only 1 point up at the top. There are also pyramids in a country called Egypt that are very, very old. So those are the 2 good examples of pyramids that I have for you today. So let's quickly review our shapes. Cubes, cylinders, cones, rectangular prisms, sphere, triangular prism, and pyramid. I want you to look around your house, look around outside, see if you can find examples of these 3-dimensional shapes. Thank you so much for listening, boys and girls. I hope you have a great day.